Welcome back to our French Fantastique journey with the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra. Last time, we explored the hypnotic world of Ravel's Bolero. Today, we're diving into something completely different, Ravel's Piano Concerto in G major, a work so joyful, so brilliantly entertaining, that Ravel himself said that he wasn't aiming to be profound, just to delight audiences in the manner of Mozart and Saint-Saëns. And we're honored to present this sparkling masterwork with a truly exceptional pianist, Mark Markham. If that name sounds familiar, it's because Mark Markham spent more than 20 years as the recital partner of the legendary soprano, Jessie Norman, performing with her in nearly 300 concerts across more than 25 countries, from Carnegie Hall to the Concertgebouw, from Tokyo to Tel Aviv, even at the 2002 Nobel Peace Prize presentation in Oslo. Imagine the artistry, the sensitivity, the sheer musical intelligence required to collaborate with one of opera's greatest voices for 2 decades. That's the caliber of musician who will be bringing Ravel's concerto to life on November 8th at the Garde Arts Center. But let's talk about this extraordinary concerto. Ravel had been dreaming about writing a piano concerto since 1906, nearly a quarter century before he finally completed it. He'd envisioned using Basque folk themes from his ancestral homeland, but the project kept getting set aside. Then, in 1929, at age 54, he finally began serious work on it. And here's where it gets interesting. While composing this joyous G major concerto, Ravel was simultaneously working on another concerto, the dark, austere piano concerto for the left hand, commissioned by pianist Paul Wittgenstein, who had lost his right arm in World War I. The 2 concertos, one light and brilliant, the other tragic and powerful. What shapes this G major concerto is a fascinating blend of influences. Ravel had toured America in 1928 and fallen in love with jazz, spirituals, and the excellence of American orchestras. Jazz had been the rage in Paris since the early 1920s, and Ravel couldn't resist incorporating its syncopations and blue notes into his own distinctly French voice. Add to that those Basque folk melodies he's been thinking about for decades, and you have something truly unique. In October 1931, Ravel explained, "My only wish was to write a genuine concerto, that is, a brilliant work, clearly highlighting the soloist's virtuosity, without seeking to show profundity." He originally even thought of calling it divertissement, simply an entertainment. This is Ravel giving himself permission to write something purely delightful, without the weight of trying to change the world. So what makes this concerto so special? It opens with a literal bang, a single sharp whip crack, and suddenly we're off on a joyride. 5 distinct themes tumble out in quick succession. The first hints at Basque folk melody, the second conjures Spain, and the other 3 are pure jazz-influenced delight. The piano and orchestra dance together in what one critic called a lively romp. And where you'd expect 1 big cadenza, Ravel gives you 3. First for harp, then woodwinds, then finally the piano gets its turn to shine. In just over 20 minutes, this concerto takes you on a complete emotional journey. From the explosive energy of the first movement, through the transcendent beauty of the slow movement, to the unbridled joy of the finale, it's Ravel at his most purely entertaining. And isn't entertainment at this level of craft and inspiration its own form of profundity? Remember, 2025 marks the 150th anniversary of Ravel's birth. What better way to celebrate than with one of his most beloved works, performed by a pianist whose career has been defined by the highest standards of musical partnership and artistry? So far in our French Fantastique journey, we've experienced the mechanical hypnosis of Bolero, and now the sparkling brilliance of the piano concerto. Next time, we'll venture into the wildest, most hallucinatory musical trip ever written, Berlioz's Symphonie Fantastique, where art, obsession, and visions collide in a symphony that changed music forever. This concert is generously sponsored by Falsetti Pianos. Join us on November 8th at the beautiful historic Garde Arts Center in downtown New London to experience the magic of pianist Mark Markham and the Eastern Connecticut Symphony Orchestra under the baton of music director and conductor Toshi Shimada in Ravel's Piano Concerto in G major. Bring your sense of joy, your love of beautiful melody, and your appreciation for virtuosity in the service of pure musical delight. This is music that reminds us why we fall in love with classical music in the first place, because sometimes brilliance and beauty and joy are more than enough.